Everything is all right.
Yep. Okay. All right. So you ready, Leslie?
Yes, I'm coming.
So you guys won't so much do this sort of stitching, but for the other two, they're going to. Mm-hmm. But it's the same technique, okay? So I've got a white bobbin in the bottom and I've got the blue on the top, but I just want to stitch these blue areas. Now, to just get that nice soft look of the ocean, the sky, I just want to go back and forward, and I'm going to do it nice and wavy. And I'm just going to pause for a second because I can handle threads and stuff. Yes. So this is, I'm going to put that up a bit because it's pushing down on it too much. So I'm doing a stop-start button. And see how I'm just going wavy? And I'm not going all the way back. And I'll come out here. Bang, there goes the door. It's very windy and wild today. Now I'm going to come back out this way. All right. Now I'm going to use an even lighter blue and come in to some of these as well. So I part quilt and then I come back and put my other colour in. So just the colours that I want to do right now. I'm going to do this one blue. And if I want to go up a bit further, I just travel up the side and start again. And I don't have a flat out full on grip. It's just a very light hold. Now see how I'm going lighter onto the dark? That helps give it a little bit of texture as well, something different to look at rather than this exact same colour on it. You can come back in and come back out like that. And then if you're a little bit wobbly, you won't notice it, you know. I tend to keep my machine on somewhere in the centre and then I work up and down as to, like for the speed, as to whether I need to go faster or slower. But as a general rule, I know how fast my hands generally move, so I know that I need to have it on halfway. If you don't have stop-start, you need to use your foot pedal as well as your hands. So you've got two things to think about. But this one, all I have to do is this. So I'm also going to use like a mauve thread as well because I think that'll, look nice. She's very noisy today. So I'll go back and forth into there. Okay, and that it's quilting at the same time as doing a bit of thread work, and it's not your typical swirls and stuff like that, but it just gives it a little bit of texture you can feel as you go through. Doesn't have to be heavy. When I come back in here, I don't have to fill in exactly in like around those. So what I'll do is I'll cut off. So I'll press pause and we'll come back in a second. Now,
So you didn't change your bobbin?
No, I'm just going to keep it the same only because I know that the bobbin's not going to come up with mine, whereas you guys, as I said, different colours, just in case. Because if you have your bobbin come up, with me I know it won't, because I know this machine, I've had it for about 3 years or so, and I know she won't do it to me. All right, so I'm going to start again. You already have?
Yeah. Just with the question about the bobbin.
Oh, yeah, cool. So I'm just bringing up that bottom thread again just to hang on to it just for when I first start. I don't always do it, but I like it when I first start and it just grabs. Come on. So she's making a bit of noise because I've probably got it. Now I've stitched this area. You can see there's quite a bit of gap, so I'm just going to scroll that down a bit, just so there's less gap. See how I've got that? Did you see that white bit of thread there come up from the bobbin?
No.
You didn't see it? Because I sat in one spot too long, made a little bit of a knot. So I just cheated and went over it. So I'm using the paint as a directional thing. Now I've got two big splotches there in my paint, but in the scheme of things, you're not really going to see it. Now I'm going to just cut off. And you can see how it creates a nice look between the dark and the lights. Can you see it on the screen? Yeah. Yep. So if I want to now and I want to add some more highlights, I can go through and get a white or a cream and just add a little bit of a highlight. I can cross over colours, so I can get this colour again and cross over. No reason why not. With this, because it's arty, you can cross over your threads. You don't have to, like I did here, you don't have to like miss the one you did before. So it's not like stippling or anything like that. And with this dark bit down here, because this is close to my horizon, I'm not going to grab that thread, I'm just going to let it chew on it. It's quite like deep in colour, so I'm going to work it along. Oh, broke the thread. Technical going to grab. Yeah. Alrighty, just going to grab up my bobbin thread, which I can trim off later. I've started back a little bit from where I finished. A bit over. That'll do. Alright, let's try again. If that keeps breaking, sometimes it's the colour that will make it break because it's thicker in, or it's the density of the dye changes the way the fabric, the thread works. Sorry, I'm a bit stammering today, aren't I? Must be the weather. Send it up to about there. I'm just going to keep feeding it through, and I'll go back and forwards, in and out. And I just switch it up a little bit. I'll just move that out of the way because it's going to stitch it into it. So now, for me, I would get like a deeper blue. And just go back to where I started. So that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. So now I'm going to just trim that off. I'm going to trim that off. It ain't going nowhere. There is that. Okay. All right, so I would actually use something like a deep grey, or, you know, something that's a little bit more softer, but not too. Where are we? Let's see if we can find a deep grey. So bear with me for a second. Oh, okay. So different types of threads are fine. Oh, throwing things. Thank you. Yeah, got the dropsies, I can't talk, I'm throwing things. Time to go back to bed, I think, ladies. Can we do that? Can we all just, you know, curl up on the couch and... No. It's a weird old day. Okay, so I'm just going to let it feed in like you would an embroidery machine, I suppose. So... And this will just soften. Oops, and you know what? I've run out of bobbin. We'll press pause. So I've restarted. Let's see if I can get it without
Breaking a needle.
breaking a thread, bobbin. Let's see what else I can do wrong today. Alright, so I'm just going to go back through some of these other bits. I'm just going to come up really close. Nice and easy, just through there. And you see how I'm overlapping?
Mm-hmm.
See how it just changes the look of it? It's not so harsh. Yeah, it becomes more like highlighting than it is a really harsh dark colour and then a really harsh light colour. So it just softens it a little bit, like these sharp bits.
When the moon shines on it or the sun shines on it, it's not just
that's right.
one plain colour.
No, that's exactly right. So I'm going to come across here, soften some of those sharper edges.
So you're really doing your own thing?
Pretty much, yeah. it's hard to explain, but when I get into an arty mode, or you know, this sort of creative mode, I don't think a lot. Sounds sad, I know, but it's true. I just tend to do. I don't think much. So, and that's why it's such a happy place, because I don't have to think too much. Girls are laughing at me because I'm like, yeah, I'm not really thinking much. So I found a happy place. So I'm just going to go back up here. I'm a bit thicker there. So at the moment I'm thread working, and I'm also quilting. So I've got my 3 layers on just like I would normally any quilt. And the reason why I do that is so that I have a little bit more stability. Because of all the stitching, it tends to pull it all in. You can see it sort of gathers a bit. You can also use like bag batting, anything that will help. Bag batting is very stiff though, but I have used it.
I know you can't see it all. I'm trying to get that to
It's
focus.
It's not focusing.
Yeah.
So I'll just trim off.
I was trying to get it so you could actually see.
Okay, so let's go and move it. Just go up and
Try and refocus to show.
come on, focus in.
That's
There we
better,
go.
yes.
Okay, so you can see how I've actually alternated and gone over the top of each other. I've crossed over lines. Oh my God, quilt police is going to take me away. Okay, so it gives you an idea. I've got my little sketch there I'm going to do. Okay, that's about it. Thanks.